Welcome to Graya Overload. I'm Anthony, and Microsoft decided to have a little fun today and change the service and support for Windows and Office. With Microsoft changing the servicing of Windows and Office, they basically gave us 2 years to say, hey, get ready. And that's what they're doing here with Windows 7 ending its support in 2 years in January 2020, and Office 2010 ending its extended support in October 2020. Basically, it's saying those two will be waving off into the sunset at Microsoft. But what they did do then is extend additional support for enterprise and education for 3 more versions of Windows 10. And by the way, this is only for enterprise and education. If you're on Home and Pro, from my understanding, you're still getting 2 updates a year, whether you like it or not. And so you have version 1511 that already had that extended additional 6 months for enterprise and education. And now version 1607, 1703, and 1709 of Windows 10 are all getting an additional 6 months. So respectively, version 1607 is going to be extended for enterprise until October 9th, 2018. Then we have version 1703, which will be extended to April 9th, 2019. And then we have version 1709 extended to October 8th, 2019. Should be interesting as Microsoft keeps adding out versions to see what they do with if they keep extending it, or if enterprises are going to get into that semi-annual cadence pretty regularly. I would actually like Microsoft to go to a annual cadence. That's just my personal preference right now. I kind of could understand the semi-annual as Microsoft was switching over to Windows, getting it all up to date and updating and trying to improve it here. But as I've done more and more testing on OSs and software at work as a developer and creating test systems, as well as helping out friends, family, anyone that really needs help on their computer, the semi-annual is a lot of time to be putting into updating an OS, especially when you're a developer trying to test on different OSs and making sure it's all tested and everything else. It can be a time sink keeping up a lot of machines. So Microsoft, I'd like that to go to annual if you're listening and taking opinion cards, suggestion box, and hopefully the suggestion box is actually a box or something and not a garbage can. But jumping into Office here, Office Pro Plus system requirements will be changing here going forward, and the current support practices for Pro Plus are going to be the Windows 10 semi-annual channel versions that are supported are going to be the versions that are supported, right? If they're not supported, Microsoft's not basically going to support them. But hopping into a little bit of some of the other requirements that will be changing January 14th, 2020, right around the same time Windows 7 extended support is being pulled, is that the Office will no longer be supported with any Windows 10 long-term servicing channel release, Windows Server 2016 and older, and Windows 8.1 and older. And so what's really happening is that this will ensure that for Microsoft here is that they're saying this will ensure that both Office and Windows receive regular coordinated updates to provide the most secure environment with the latest capabilities. And Windows 7, Windows 8.1, they will be officially in the sunset if you want to have all the latest support from Pro Plus on Office, as well as your servers and everything else. There'll be updates happening here if you're running Office Pro Plus on that, starting January 14th, 2020. And you have time here, basically 2 years, to get this all prepped up and updated and getting your cadence upgrade cycles and everything else. And so interesting that Microsoft is going there, but as they kind of said, is that provide the most secure environment with the latest capabilities. There's probably probably a reason behind it. I don't know if it's very good. There's probably a reason behind it with what they're doing, and I will be watching closely as it happens. But we had Office 2019 that Microsoft announced. I believe that was at Ignite last year. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But Office 2019 will ship the second half of 2018. Previews of these new apps, if you want to be able to preview that, get ready for the second quarter of 2018 here. You'll be able to do that very soon, it looks like. Second quarter, so that's right around the corner almost, because, yeah, we're already in February. Wow. And then Office 2019 apps supported. This is another interesting thing. So we just had Pro Plus, Office 365 Pro Plus system requirements before, but now into the Office 2019 apps where they will be supported. And the supported will be any supported Windows 10 semi-annual channel release, Windows 10 Enterprise Long-Term Servicing Channel 2018, which will be out this fall, and then the next long-term servicing channel release of Windows Server. So it's basically Windows 10. That's it. That's all that's going to be supported with Office 2019. So the Office 2019 apps also will only be released with a click and run install technology only. That's it. There will be no MSI provided for the client side, and I want to specify client here, of the Office 2019 apps. If you're on the server side, they will continue to have the MSIs here. And the servicing model for Office 2019 is also changing. There'll be 5 years of mainstream support, followed by approximately 2 years. Of course, Microsoft put that in there, of extended support. So, subject to change, right? It's Microsoft here. They always change their dates. But that's why they probably put approximately in there to allow a little wiggle room. But so that has also changed. I believe the extended support used to be 5 years, and now that is no longer the case. So there is no change to the existing Office version servicing. Just so you know, there's no change in that at all. And like I mentioned, I just want to say it one more time, is the long servicing channel release of Windows 10 Enterprise Long-Term Servicing Channel 2018 will be released this fall, probably alongside the semi-annual channel release as well. So a little bit of what Microsoft announced today, kind of fun for their whole announcement, changed a lot of dates, get everybody ready and prepped. I don't know if, I'm trying to remember how different this was when they're trying to move everybody off XP to Windows 7, but it feels like they're reinforcing dates over and over again when Windows 7 extended support will be gone. And now they're even including Office in a lot of here and lining it up so that, you know, they're moving on and they want to get to, and it seems to me like, here's kind of some of my analysis on this, is they want to move to be able to be on the Windows 10 and try to keep the security moving forward. So they want everybody there and everybody updating regularly and get used to that update regularly. Like I said, I hope it goes to once a year and then be able to assess it from there. But if I like it, if that works, if it works for enterprises, we'll see. But overall, that's something that, you know, Microsoft's going to have to make that change. Right now, it's not being made, but they made concessions on the extra 6 months to kind of combat that, get people into that upgrade and being able to get ready for the semi-annual updates as well. And then you have the Office, and I think that on the Office side, it was really kind of focused on making sure that they're providing the most secure, or trying to keep up with security and not have to support multiple versions of Windows that may not have the capabilities that are built into Windows 10 or the accessibility of some of the security options that Windows 10 has. So that's what they're trying to do there, and they want to have those features in the latest capabilities for that security in that OS. And that's what I kind of see happening here. I also think that there's, you know, another side with the development side, right? If you have more versions of Windows support, that also strings out some of your development to keep, you know, the older ones more secure, as well as, you know, if you have Office and you haven't dropped all those OSs like Windows 7, Windows 8, then you also have to have, you know, creating those capabilities that may not be there in OS to have the security. Think of it a different way in certain areas for your software. It can get a little messy, and so I think that they're trying to be conscious of moving forward to have that security and be capable of that and in their development cycle. So I think there's probably some development cycle as well to this equation to come up with these dates and their explanations as well. But I like security. I love security. That's important to me, and having the latest capabilities of security in a piece of software is also crucial. And I think now that we're in a world where, well, we were in a world, and now we're even more in the world of security breaches and everything else, right? I mean, it doesn't seem to be slowing down. We even got, the whole CPU Spectre meltdown that just happened. That Microsoft's trying to be like, okay, I think they're seeing it this way. Okay, we're only going to expect this to increase, and one of the best ways to help protect our software and our customers and their data is to make sure that we have certain requirements in for Office, and that we will have everybody on Windows 10 as fast as possible, so that they can kind of succinct together to be the secure platform that they are secure, or as secure as possible, I should say, right? There's always there's exploits, people working on exploits all the time, so as secure as possible for our customers. So that's a little bit of my take on it. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking of and how you're reacting to the news, and what servicing model you'd like to see, what would benefit you and your company, your organization, or even for you personally. So I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support this channel and help it grow. I've been very blessed and excited about how you guys have helped this channel grow. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Graya Overload. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe.